Alright, so quick update on the Focus RS. So I went to the dealership the other day, and well, actually I called Ford Corporate to ask when the back-ordered parts for the Focus RS were going to come in for that head gasket recall, because they have everything they need except, I guess, a small tube and some bracket, I guess. And I called the dealer. I asked them, I said, hey, what's going on with this backorder part? They're like, we don't know. We don't have any dates for you. It's on backorder. That's all we can tell you. So I called Ford Corporate, and I was a little disappointed. I'm like, I want to know if it's going to be another 2 weeks without the car, or months, or what I'm looking at here, just so I can have a realistic time frame of when I'm going to get the car back. And the Focus SE rental car they gave me, or loaner car, I just absolutely can't stand. I made a review on it. If you want my opinions on it, it's okay, but it's absolutely not even close to the RS, and I felt like I should have a car a little more equivalent to it. So I did go back, and I got the service manager over at Freeway Ford, where I'm getting all the work done on it, and he said, yeah, I'll give you a different loaner car. After initially the tech told me it's impossible to change loaner cars, which naturally frustrated me pretty bad because I know that's not true. So I got the service manager. He said, absolutely, I can swap you a loaner car out. I got a Fusion and an Escape. An Escape is basically a lifted Focus, so I had no interest. So I went the Fusion. It's still an SE. It's not that exciting, but it is a little faster. And it's got little paddle shifters on it, so I can at least drop it in fourth when I want to pass somebody. But the real news came in when I found out parts aren't going to ship until March 15th. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to come straight to the dealer first. That just means that's when their back-ordered parts are going to get off the back-order list and move to shipments. So I'm looking at least March 22nd, add a week to when the parts ship and everything gets done. So another month without the Focus RS, which needless to say I'm pretty disappointed with. I don't want to drive a Focus SE, which now I'm in a Fusion, which is better, but it's still a base model Fusion, and it's not exciting. And I am going to try to go swap it out for a different loaner car, which people think I'm a little complaining about with the whole thing, but typically when you have warranty work done or something that's out of your control, they try to give you an equivalent vehicle. You know, if you go buy a Mustang, I would expect to get a Mustang for a loaner, or go rent me something that's, equivalent to the power, or at least somewhat near what I was driving. So I am a little bummed about it. I don't want to wait another month for the car, but this is part of a head gasket recall process, I guess, and at least we're getting the new head gaskets. They did give me an option to sign the car out and basically take all liability for it. So if the motor blew or something until those parts came in, I would not get any money from Ford. The warranty wouldn't apply. But as soon as I brought it back and they got the parts installed, I would have my warranty again. So it's just, I decided obviously not to go that route because I don't want to negatively affect my car or lose a bunch of money by blowing up the motor, because there's a reason they recalled it. But overall, I'm pretty frustrated with how Ford's been handling it. Their techs seem really mad that I'm disappointed that it's taking longer, and it's not so much on the dealership as much as I couldn't get anyone to give me a straight answer about back-ordered parts, which the service manager found out in an hour. Barely had to dig at all, and all of a sudden he had an answer. So it wasn't until I actually complained my way up to him that I actually got some answers back. But Ford Corporate, they just read you a script. I waited a half hour on hold, and I got some guy who's not from the U.S., which is fine, but he just read me a script, and it was super frustrating. And I got the supervisor. I said, just give me your supervisor. We're getting nowhere. You're not trying to make this better. You're not giving me any answers. You're not telling me how I can get a different loaner car or anything. So they said, nope, it's all through the dealership. No, we're not going to do any free oil changes or anything because everyone's in the same boat and you're just going to have to deal with the warranty process, which made me mad. And then I went back to the dealer and I demanded the service manager, and I at least got an upgraded loaner. But still, this whole process is just kind of a bummer. So if you're sitting right now like me and you got a Focus RS and you're not sure when you're going to get it back, parts should be shipping March 15th. I can't speak for actual head gaskets. I know those are on back order now as well. They have the head gasket for my car. Tried to bring it in as soon as I got that letter in the mail. I brought it in, and I'm still waiting on some odd-ended little parts that don't get me any closer to having the car. And I was really frustrated. I did take some pictures I'm going to put up at the end of this. They're leaving there's 3 Focus RSs they have on back order at the dealership for the head gasket recalls, and they're just leaving them outside. And I get that I daily drive my car, but I keep it as clean as I can, especially in the wintertime. Get the salt off. I keep it clean. But they're just leaving them outside. So they brought it in because I had to grab some stuff out of the car, which ironically they drove in. You know, God forbid I sign it out to drive it and something might happen, but if they do, it's totally fine. So whatever, I get it. I get how the whole process works. But it was totally caked with ice. I mean, the headlight was completely frozen, and there was condensation on the inside. That was also frozen, or like ice on the inside of the light is what it looked like. I'll put up the picture and you can decide, but I wasn't very happy. You know, I'm like, you guys are seriously parking this car outside? Like, it's the middle of winter in Minnesota and you have cars driving all over the parking lot. There's salt all over it. Like, you know, they didn't drive it anywhere because I took a picture of the odometer before I dropped it off and after. But I'm pretty frustrated. I don't like knowing that it's going to be outside for another month. I'm frustrated with how Ford's handling it all. I hate that their corporate office is powerless. Like, they're not like, oh, hey, we feel bad, here's a free oil change. Yeah, they're $100. I'd love a free oil change, you know, anything. Like, my buddy got a Buick Regal Turbo from Chevy. There's a video we made of his review, and he went in because there was a squeak in the dash 3 different times, and they finally fixed it, and they were throwing him everything. Like, oh, here's a free oil change. So I don't like how Ford's handling it. I'm really excited to get my car back, and I'm dreading more recalls. And it's probably unfounded, but it's when you have a car this new, that you pay that much for, you just want to drive it. So I am disappointed. I think Ford's mishandling this pretty bad, and it might be my last time buying a Ford for a little while. I might be switching to something else, so we'll see. I'm gonna keep making YouTube videos so you'll find out. But yep, just excited to get the RS back, and you'll see my happy face on the homecoming video, because right now I am sick of dealing with Ford and the dealerships, and they don't like that it happened either, but these dealerships really got to step it up. You know, I got fired from this exact same dealership when I was deployed because he dragged my wife through the loop just trying to get new tires on the car. Like, told her to come in that day and they'll be done by 5, you know, drop the car off. She dropped it off, took an hour lunch at work, dropped the car off. They didn't have it done by 5, said, hey, you can pick it up or you can leave it here overnight. So she went and picked it up because they didn't give her a loaner car. And then the next day said, bring it in at noon. We'll do it over lunch. Just swap the tire. It's a tire job. They're swapping 2 tires out is what they were doing. And they said, hey, bring it the next day and we'll get it done over your lunch break. They brought it in. They totally blew her off. And at 3 p.m., she finally, you know, went up to the service manager's office, said, this is outrageous. You know, absolutely unacceptable. And when she went to the service department to say, hey, it's 3 o'clock, what's going on? They told her that she was being rude and impatient. And my wife is not that type of person. So I had to call from my deployed location to be like, you know, on a different time zone, much different than ours, say, hey, like, called the service manager and just yelled at him and said, this is totally irrational. And the guy ended up getting fired. But it's like the rest of their service department is like that. And this is out of the 4 Ford dealerships that I've had experiences with, 3 of them have god-awful customer service. And their service department is where the problem is. Their salesmen are all great. I mean, they're selling you a car, but the service is really lacking in Ford. And, you know, they're outsourcing hard. You know, they're building that plant in China. The customer service over the phone is awful. You know, my buddy called and he gets, you know, Bob or Sue or whoever who's just, hey, like, what can I do for you? You know, you got a Chevy. We want to help you out. Like, we're customer service. Here we are. And I call and I'm just getting the red script and it just drives you up the wall. Like, the customer service with Ford is terrible, and this is probably going to be the last Ford I buy unless something gets fixed. I love the car. I wish it didn't come with a warranty problem, and it's not that big a deal after it all gets fixed. But this is how I feel about it, and I just wanted to update everyone else with a Focus RS and say, hey, here's where I'm at with the warranty process. And then also, on top of all this, if you're still watching, they originally called me when I brought it in for the warranty and said, hey, you don't just need a head gasket, you need a whole top end, which I actually put in one of my other videos and commented on a couple other people saying, yeah, I need a new top end of the motor and everything. And it turns out the tech either got confused about the car it was or which one it was that they were talking about. But he called me back 2 days later and goes, actually, nope, we retested everything and you just need a head gasket. So I went from, okay, I'm not going to see my car for 2 months because they're going to have to do a top end rebuild and I'm sure it'll get back ordered, to, okay, it's just a head gasket. It'll be done by the end of the week. I'll have my car gone for 2 weeks, whatever. I'll drive this crappy Ford Focus SE for a couple days and feel bad about it, and then I'll get my car back. And then, you know, they decided to wait a week and a half and didn't call me, and then I called them going, hey, you know, it's past Friday. What's going on with that head gasket? Oh, there's parts on back order. So the customer service is lacking, and I'm not going to stick with a company that does that. I will pay more money to go to a place with better customer service. You know, I go to Target, not Walmart, because I think people are a lot friendlier when I'm dealing with stuff at the checkout and whatnot. And so it doesn't all come down to the cheapest option. It's really coming down more to wanting better customer service. And I think a lot of Ford people or Ford owners can agree with me on this one, because I like a lot of different cars, and I picked the Focus RS because it was the most performance-oriented car I could find in my price range, that had all the tick marks I wanted, you know. So I'm still excited to get the car back. I still love the Focus RS, and I'm dreaming about it every day. It's driving me insane. Every day in traffic, I am frustrated in not my car. So I am excited to get it back. And I'm still thrilled with the way that car was built and how it drives and handles and everything about it, except the side gasket recall. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with the recall process. And please comment and subscribe if you want more updates. I'm going to do at least one a week, if not two, just to be like, hey, here's where I'm at. I'm going to go try to get a loaner F-150 because I'd rather have a bigger truck than a Focus or a Fusion for right now. And it's something else to drive and maybe do a little review on. But I am going to try to go swap it out again for a truck because they are a little bit quicker, and just, you know, be fun, test drive some more cars. But yeah, subscribe if you like this, or if you want to get more updates, and let me know what's going on with yours. If you have an RS, please comment, tell me where you're at with the process. You know, if your dealer is getting parts tomorrow and they're like, they're not back ordered, let me know, because I would love to go and be like, well, why is one back ordered and one's not? I have no idea. I'm hearing people get their car back in 2 weeks, and I'm hearing people are in the same boat as me, waiting months at a time. And I was by no means behind the curve. Like, I literally got that mail, and I went in Monday right after, and I was like, hey, do this, please. And they're like, yep, okay, got me right in. So let me know, and thanks for watching. I'm Eric with Casual Car Talk, and I'll throw these pictures of the Focus up that were covered in ice that made me pretty bummed out. So enjoy.